Hello, Randy Duck, and welcome back for another video. This time I've got two replays for you in the new premium British tank destroyer, the GSOR 1008. But before we get started on the video, I just wanted to say sorry for recently. I've been a little bit slack getting some videos up. You know, I've only been doing one a week, and usually I like to do at least sort of 2 to 3 a week. But if I'm honest, at the moment, I've just got a lot going on in my life, sort of work-wise and stuff like that. So I've really not had the time to play. But, you know, that won't last forever. So I will be able to get back to doing more videos. It's just at the time being, it's going to have to be probably about one a week at the moment, just because I have lack of gaming time. I have got 2 replays in this new tank for you today. I'm pretty sure I can get some bigger games than this, if I'm honest, but they were still decent games, but I've just not had the time to play the tank as much as I'd like. But anyway, that's enough of that. Let's move on to the video. Okay, so the first game we've got today is on Sunset Coast, and we're platooned up with Petty 360, who's also in the GSOR. And yeah, so this tank, I must admit, I was just from the limited games I played, which isn't many. So far, I really like it. It basically is a 4-shot autoloader, which dumps its clip really quickly. Like the inter reload is really nice. It's 320 alpha per shot, and it's got, on the premium rounds, fantastic shell velocity, but also an insane amount of pen read. It's got 321 compared to the standard rounds of 226. So it's kind of like you're definitely better if you fire the premium rounds by quite a margin. That pen's, you know, you're really not going to struggle with anything. And because it has quite a long reload of like 36 seconds, you don't really want to be loading the standard rounds only for something, you know, heavy armour to come around the corner for you not to be able to pen. And yeah, just because it's got a long reload. So I think a lot of people probably are going to fire full premium in this tank. As well as the fact that you tend to make good silver anyway. It's got a top speed of 60 kilometers an hour, but that's a lie. You're only really going to make that if you get to your going downhill. But beside that, I still think the mobility is okay for the potential of the tank, because it has an insane camo rating anyway. So I've not found it that much of a problem, to be honest with you. Probably the most frustrating thing about this tank for me is maybe the reload, the long reload, but also the gun elevation. It's got the same issues you get with like the French tanks, but the gun elevation is really naff, and that can cause a bit of a problem. But the gun depression is brilliant. You've got 11 degrees. The armour's alright on the turret. You've got some decent turret. If you can use that 11 degrees of gun depression, you can bounce quite a few shots. That's the only part of the armour which you have. The rest of the tank is just paper. But yeah, you generally, if you've got that gun depression, you're probably only going to be exposing your turret a lot of the time anyway. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the tank. I mean, it's basically summarised. It's got a 4-shot autoloader, and it can dump its clip really quickly, as you just seen there. Quite a long reload, reasonable mobility, fantastic camo. That's pretty much the basics of it. But yeah, so on Sunset Coast, we kind of relocated towards our base because we saw a lot of the enemy have rotated that side. I'm not concerned again about capping them out, capping us out, because I'm in a very strong position now. I can pretty much shoot where they're dead in front of me. Also, if they move to the left, I'll be able to shoot them there. I'm using this sort of bush to sort of keep myself protected the best I can, because like I say, it does have a really good camo rating, and if you put the sort of camo crew spells on there as well, you can stay undetected, as I am doing, getting a couple of shots into that Swedish heavy there, and also finishing off the list in the same clip. We can see if we can get a shot into this Tiger 2, put him onto a 1-shot. Even though he's angled, I'm still going to go for the lower plate there because of that sort of 321 penetration on these rounds. I did get lit up for that, so I'm going to pull back to sort of safety for the most part. The only thing that's really could hit me here is the artillery, but that's, yeah, I'm going to think they've got bigger problems to worry about at the moment, so I should be pretty safe from there. This is the tedious part where you're waiting for your reload to go on, because there's nowhere else for me to relocate. Sometimes when you're in a reload, you can just go, right, well, I've got this amount of time, I can move to a different location, make the most of your reload. But in this situation, I'm where I want to be. I've got the shots available in front of me. I don't really want to move anywhere else. We've got this full 3K. I'm going to get a shot in there. I could have potentially sneaked another shot in there, but I thought it was better to keep my hit points, if I'm honest. We get a lucky ricochet off of the turret there, which is quite nice because it could have easily hit the side of our tank. And now we're going to try and finish off that SKV, and we do, giving us one less angle to worry about. You know, now we've got this VK, we've got left. I think there's another couple of tanks in this region, but like I say, I've got a good position. You know, I'm not even that far away from the base if I had to get back there as an emergency, but I think I'm in a pretty sound position. I trade one for there, but I managed to get 2 back in return, so that's really nice. I've still got 901 hit points, and there's only 4 tanks remaining. I'm on this long reload now. I was thinking about sort of potentially relocating and getting a side shots on these guys. As you see, I was thinking I could have just flanked them, but then I thought, you know what, I've only got 17 seconds left. I know I can kill 2 of these tanks in one clip, which would pretty much secure us to win if we got that, I'd like to think. And I can easily take 2 shots at the moment. So I'm going to sit here and wait for this reload and see if we can catch these off guard. Try and time a reload, get unfortunate, but I don't hit that shot. The aim time is a little bit long on this tank. Maybe I could have let it, you know, aim for a little bit longer, but that one does miss. But we do get confirmed a kill on the T-54E2, which is a dangerous tank, and now we just got 1 heavy tank remaining. What I'm going to do is, because I'm on a long reload, I'm going to poke this ridge, let him spot me, hope that he just stops, which he does. So he sort of turned for a shot, which I'm not going to give him, which is perfect for me because now I've delayed him enough. I've already sort of bought like 10 seconds now, and I'm going to be able to get my reload off and hopefully get a shot in him before we get shut down by our team. I'm going to have to take a gamble here. Could have lost my tank for that little jump because of physics, but it was worth it. We managed to get 1 shot in, and we finish off that game. So all that's left is to get to the results screen and we can see how we did. We got 3 kills, 5,098 damage, 1,800 base XP. Only a first class, but yeah, that's it for the first game. 1 more replay to go, and I'll see you in a bit. Okay, thanks for staying with us. Here we are for the second replay of the video, and we are on El Main. There's 1 artillery, 1 fun police in the game on both sides, 2 in the game, and it's a tier 9 lobby. I'm thinking at the moment I'm probably going to head to the sort of AG12 position and go that sort of side of the map, and then see what we can do from there basically. So as you're sort of crossing over, you'll see what I mean about the speed. It says 60 kilometers an hour, but we're not really getting there. You know, the second we hit a little bit of terrain resistance or a slight little bit of a hill, we slowed right down to sort of under 40 kilometers an hour. We can probably increase that if we put like powertrain on to give that a little bit of boost to the engine, or maybe even train, you know, a crew perk for like the ground resistance. But from the limited games I've played, it's I've sort of preferred to go elsewhere, you know, and just get the boost and sort of the gun, etc. But yeah, maybe that'll change. But for the time being, I've not found it to be that big a deal. So we're going to push up to this sort of first ridge, see what we can spot, see what's there, making a decision of what to do. We see these French light tanks popped up. That doesn't have the best view range, and we have really good camo, so we don't get spotted. I've realised he's not in a position to spot me now because he's poked right down the ridge. So I'm going to use that as my advantage. I've got a few tanks behind me, and I'm going to push a bit more aggressively to the next ridge because, to be honest, I tend to play quite aggressively and try and make stuff happen. So we're going to move up. We've seen a few tanks which we'll be able to get shots into. We're going to see if we can get a shot undetected to this T69, which we do. And this is where the gun is at its best. You know, when we're shooting like 360 meters, not getting spotted, and we just dumped a whole clip in by the time we got lit. You know, just like that, we've done 1,300 damage. That's where this tank is beautiful, you know, and it is fun to play like that. This is when you get a bit like, oh, we've got the long reload, but that balances out. If you didn't have that 36 seconds reload, it wouldn't be balanced, and as it is, I think it's an alright, you know, I really enjoyed playing the tank. We're kind of hiding and, you know, just make sure we're safe in the artillery, have a little look at what's going on around us in the map so we can make our play. And we decided that a lot of the enemy team is actually in the A8 area. So this means we can push up, we can be a little bit more aggressive. Now we've got a bit more information on what's going on around us. We can see if we can get any shots in here before we make our next sort of move. This LTB, it looks like he's not playing. And we're going to see if we can finish him off and get him out of the game before he comes back. We've got one more. We quickly dumped that into the fortress. Unfortunately, we don't pen, but we knew it probably wouldn't be. But we didn't want to stay around to eat any shots into a turn. We're having a decent start to the game. We're on 2,000 damage, 600 assistance. We're not going to sit there anymore because we know we can move up. Like I said, I already know there's a lot of the tanks on the mini-map at 8 and 9. That's giving me all the information I need to move up to the next ridge rather than sit there waiting for the reload to come on. We're going to move into position and make best use of the reload. So, you know, we're not wasting time, basically. We've seen our next victim to put a clip in. We know this IS-6 is not looking at us. We're hoping we can get a clip in before he's been able to react. So we've got 2 into there. We're going to try and get one into track wheel to slow him down. He misses his shot and we actually set him on fire, which is really nice, and pick up that kill. Put us on to 3,600 damage. Block one off the Paladin. Pull him back just so we're safe from that Paladin's fire now. Again, we're having a little scan around us while we're reloading. See what we're going to do next. I could wait for my clip to kill the Paladin, but I don't want to be hanging around, so I'm just going to drive straight past that Paladin. I don't care if he puts one shot into me. It wouldn't have been the end of the world. I just wanted to get to my position. We're going to leave the Paladin for our friendly team, and he gets taken out. And we're now trying to move over, because obviously, because it has a long reload, you always want to be getting to the damage quickly as possible in scenarios like this when we're clearly winning. I don't want to be left behind, or I'm not going to make the most out of the game. So we move around. We see an opportunity to kill this J-Panther. Now this is where I make a mistake. I should have fully aimed that. There was no real reason for me to not fully aim that. That's cost me sort of 300 damage there. I could have put that in the AMX 5100. So that's a shame. But we're now going to back up, and in this situation I've now got the AMX, which is still not looking at me. We've got this full health on chips 140, and we're kind of in an awkward situation. And we've now pushed round, and I can't go back on this decision. We push into a Lorraine, which should in theory be able to clip us out. Obviously we don't know how many shots he's got in that chamber. By the looks of it, he's either run out, or I don't know why. I was trying to. I'm not too sure why he didn't sit there or just take me out, because I wouldn't have been able to clip him out in time. But it looks like he still has a shell left, because he's coming back round. We're hoping that we get a lucky bounce. He just low rolls on us, don't finish us off, and then I'm not entirely sure what happened. I never should have been able to kill him there. He should have killed me, but I stayed alive somehow. And then we're going to try and finish off with a kill, and we do, maximising our damage and kills there. So that's it for the last game. So what's left to see how we did. We got 2,145 base XP, 5 kills, 5,400 damage, 1,000 assistance. It's not a bad game. Ace tanker, high caliber. As I say, I know I'll be able to get some really good games in this if I just have a bit more time to play. So hopefully I will, because I'd like to show off sort of a 6k plus game. But hopefully this sort of just shows you what the tank can do. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I say, I do really want to get more videos out. I just haven't had the time to play. So I hope you still stay following me, and I hope you like the content. And as always, thank you for watching. Happy tanking.
Hadouken!